We've all become very cognizant of Jack and his story, and when Alibaba went public with the largest EP, we knew a lot more about him. So I want to talk about his personal story. I want to talk about how many times he tried and failed and what kept going. I want to talk about where he's today and how he got here. I begin with this question though. Why are you back at Davos? It's long break for 7 years. I think my last trip here was in year 2008, but I was coming for year 2001 for the Young Global Leader tomorrow. And I think I remember I never heard about Davos when I came, but when I came into Switzerland, so many young people demonstrated. Was such horrible since I was asked them, what are they doing? They said anti-globalization. And I said, why? Globalization is a great thing. Why people don't like it? And then we came all the way for 2 hours here, machine gun, there's people checking us, oh God. Is it a farm or a prison? What is that? But when I joined the farm, a young global leader, I was thrilled by so many ideas. For the first 3 or 4 years, I learned what does globalization mean? What does cooperative citizenship mean? What does social responsibility mean? All these new ideas, I saw so many great leaders talking about leadership, and I benefit a lot. And in the year 2008 and 9, when a financial crisis, I saw it's better to go back to work because we can never win the war by talking. So go back, spend 7 years. Now I came back and I think it's time to do something in return. I learned so much. 12 years ago, why I should not talking to the young global leader of today, share with them how we've gone through. So that was the thing. Let's start with where you are today. Just how big is Alibaba? And how many people come every day? How many people come in a week? How fast it is growing? Yeah, we have over 100 million buyers visiting our site, shopping our site every day. And we created 100 million, yes, we created 14 million jobs for China directly and indirectly. And we grew from 18 people to 30,000. 18 people in my apartment to now we have 4 big campus. Compared to 15 years ago, we were big. But compared to 15 years later, we're still a baby. How big will you be 15 years from now? I think 15 years ago, I told my team that 15 years, in the past 15 years, we grew from nothing to this size. And 15 years later, I want people to see now about Alibaba because it's already everywhere. I want 15 years ago when I talked about what is e-commerce, why small businesses can use this e-commerce, use internet, can do business across the nation. And I hope 15 years later, people forget about e-commerce because we think it's like electricity. Nobody thinks it's high-tech not today. This is something I don't want 15 years later. We still work on the street talking about why and how e-commerce can help people. You try to get into 3 colleges. Each time they rejected. No, I tried. There's examination that young people, if you want to go university, you have to take the examinations. So I failed 3 times, but I failed at a lot of things. Funny things, I failed a key primary school test 2 times, and I failed 3 times for the middle schools. And you will never believe in Hangzhou, my city, there's only one middle school that lasts only 1 year. It was changed from primary school to middle school because our graduates from our school, no middle school accept us because we're too bad. It would become a middle school. What effect did it have for being rejected? I think we have to get used to it. We're not that good. Even today, we still have a lot of people reject us. I think when I graduate from universities and before, for 3 years I tried and failed to get, so applied to jobs for 30 times to get rejected. I went for police, they say no, you're not good. I went to, even the KFC, when KFC came to China, came to my city, 20, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only guy. And we went for police, 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that never received it. So to me, being turned down, rejected. Oh, by the way, I told you that when I applied for Harvard, for 10 times rejected. I know what rejected their story now. 10 times you wrote them and said, I'd like to come to Harvard. Yeah. And then I told myself someday I would teach. I think that can be arranged. Richard Nixon came to Hangzhou, and after that tourists flooded the place. And that's how you learned English. Yeah. I really liked, I don't know why, at 12, 13 years old, at time I suddenly fell in love with the language English. And there's no place you can learn English at that time. There's no books, English books. So I went to the Hangzhou Hotel now called the Hangzhou Central Library because that was a hotel that can receive the foreign visitors. So every morning for 9 years I showed them around 3 guys and they taught me English. And I think that changed me. Today I'm 100% made in China. I never got it one day strand outside China. And when people talk to me and say, Jack, how can you speak English like that? Why you sometimes talk like the Western guys? I think that was 9 years. These Western tourists opened my mind because everything they told me was so different from the things I learned from the schools and from my parents. So now I have a habit. Whatever I see, whatever I read, I use my mind. Think about doing business. Is that mushroom became Jack Ma. Actually, Jack, the name was given by a lady in tennis. She's tourist. She came here, she said, came to Hangzhou, we became friends. Marion is so difficult to pronounce. So she said, do you have English name? I said, no. Can you give me English name? She said, okay. She says, my father's contract, my husband's contract. What do you think about Jack? It's good. So I've been using that for many weeks. First visit to America in 1995. 1995, yeah. I came here for a project helping the local government to building up highway. And you try the internet. I tried the internet in Seattle. And in a building called the US Bank. I don't know whether US Bank is still there, but it's not a building. And my friend opened a small office which is like only 10% bigger than this room, and there are a lot of computers there. And he said, Jack, this is internet. I said, what's internet? He said, search whatever you want. At that time, he used Mosaic, very slow. And I said, I don't use it. I don't want to type because computers so expensive in China. If I destroy it, I cannot pay. He said, just search it. So I searched for the first word, beer. I don't know why, because it's easy to spell. And I see beers from Germany, beers from USA, beers from Japan. But there's no beer from China. I say, okay, type the second word, China. No data, nothing. 1995, no data about China. So I talked to my friend, why don't I make something about China? So we made a small, very ugly looking page called China. It's something like I did a translation agency and a word list on there. It was so shocking. We launched at 9:40 in the morning. 12:30, I got a phone call my friend who said, "Check, you know, you got 5 emails." I said, "What is email?" And he said, "These are the things." He said, "People are so excited. Where are you? This is the first time I see the Chinese website on that. How can we welcome, do something together?" So I think this is something interesting. So we should do it. Why did you call it Alibaba? Alibaba? Well, when I started, I think internet is global. We should have a global name and a name that is interesting. Like at that time, best name was Yahoo. So I've been thinking for many days. Suddenly, Alibaba is a good name. So I happened to be San Francisco that day, and at lunch, and waitress came. I asked her, "Do you know about Alibaba?" She says, "Yes." "What is Alibaba?" She said, "Open Sesame." Good. So I ran down street and asked about 10 to 20 people. They all know about Alibaba and the 40 Thieves and the Open Sesame. And I think this is a good name. And it started with A. Why don't we talk about Alibaba was top one? You have said before that in creating Alibaba, you had to create trust. Because people in China used to face. Yes. How did you create trust? I think because we started doing business on the internet. I don't know you, you don't know me. So how can you do things online unless you have trust? So for e-commerce, the most important thing was trust. I think when I was first went to the US for raising money, talk to the venture capitals. A lot of people say, "Oh, Jake, no. China doing business very disgusting. How can you do business on the internet?" And I know that without the trust of the system, the credit system, it's impossible to do business. So in the past 14 years, everything we do is trying to build up the trust system, the record system. Well, Charlie, you know, I'm so proud today when I joined to the China and the world. People don't trust each other. The government, the people, the media, and everybody thinks all these guys cheating. But because of e-commerce, we finish 60 million transactions every day. People don't know each other. I don't know you, and you send products to you. You don't know me. You wire my money to me, and I don't know you. I give a person a package. I don't know him. He took something to sell across the ocean, across the river, and this is the trust. We have at least 60 million trust happening every day, but you create it by creating escrow account, you know, so keep the money until they got a product, and then you release. That's true. I mean, the in-store service about Alipay. When I, you know, this idea, I love devils, because it was a big decision. Because for the 30 years, Alibaba is just like e-marketplace for information. What do you have? What do I have? We talked a lot of times, but not do any business because there was no payment. I talked to the banks. No banks wanted to do it. Banks said no, this thing would never work. So I don't know what to do. Because if I start to launch a payment system, it's against the financial legal laws. Because you have to alliance, but I don't do it. E-commerce go where? So then I went to Davos. I listened to a leadership discussion. Leadership is about responsibility. And after I listened to that panel, I gave a call to my friends. My colleagues in my apartment say, "Do it now, immediately. If something's wrong, the government's not happy about that, everybody has to go to the prison. Go to the prison." Because it's so important for China, for the world to be able to trust system. And if you do not do it, I said, I do not do it properly, stealing money wash, no trust record, I send you to the prison. So I would say things, and people don't like it. So many people I talked to at that time from Alipay said this is the stupidest idea you have ever got. But I said, I don't need to be stupid, I'm clever as long as you use it. Now we have 800 million people using this Alipay. Stupid things, everybody is perfect. Alipay is privately held thing or not a number card. It's private. Let's talk about money second. You never got us money. None. I want it in the beginning, later I don't want to become. I think if the company always thinks about taking money from out of the government's pockets, that company is rubbish. Think about how can you make money from the customers and market and then have customers succeed. That's our philosophy. No money from Chinese. No. No, at that time I want it and now they want to give me, I don't want it. Your relationship with the government. Yeah. What's your relationship? I mean, if they didn't hear what some say, that you have existed in an environment that's not, they have restricted competition for you, and that's a pretty good thing to do for a private company. Yeah, I think the relationship with the government for us is very interesting for the first 5 years because I've been working a part-time job for the government organization called Ministry of Foreign Trade 1997 for 14 months, and I learned that you should never rely on government organization to do e-commerce. And I started a business. I told my people and team I love the government, don't marry them. Respect them. And a lot of people say, well, government officers talking to internet, censorships and this and that and worry about. I think it's the opportunity, it's a responsibility talking to them. Tell them how the internet can help. So you tell them with great jobs. Oh yeah, I think a lot of people debate and fight against them. And in the first 12 years, anybody comes to my office and sit down talking to them how we can help the economy, how we can create jobs, why China will improve by the internet. I think because the internet at that time was new and anti-government. And if you convince somebody, and you have a chance. So today I'm very talkative. Probably this is why I talk to so many people. You're also seen in Hollywood. Yeah. What are you doing in Hollywood? Well, I like the Hollywood innovation, the digital. I learned so much about the Hollywood movies, especially the Forrest Gump. You love Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. Why do you like him? Simple. Never give up. People thinking he's dumb, but he knows what he's doing. And I was very depressed the day in the year 2002 or 3 in the States when no, failure than that. I was very depressed when I could not find out a way for the internet. And then watch a movie in my friend's home, Forrest Gump, and I saw him. This is the guy we should learn from. Believe what you're doing. Love it. Whether people like it, don't like it, be simple. And like the world, life is box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get, right? I never know I would hear talking to you and talking to the Charlie Rose. I never knew. But today I made it. I told my people in my apartment 15 years ago, guys, we have to work hard, not for ourselves. If we can be successful, 80% of the young people in China can be successful. We don't have a rich father, powerful uncle. We don't have a $1 from me, incentive from government. Just work as a team. So what you worry about? I worry about today, young people, a lot of young people lose hope, lose vision, and start to complain. Because we also have the same period. Because it's not a good feeling when you're rejected by many people. We also depressed, but at least later we find that the world has a lot of opportunities. How you see the world, how you catch the opportunity. So, and Hollywood gave me a lot of inspiration. You're basically out there for business. You're there because you want to make a movie, sell them. I want to make a movie business-wise. We're e-commerce company. We have a lot of products that need logistics, but movie, TV, These are things you don't need to logic system. And movies probably is the best product that can help Chinese young people to understand because one thing I told the Chinese people, my friends, in American movies, all the heroes at the beginning they look like a bad guy, but the terrible things come, they become a hero, and finally they survived. China, if young hero, all the heroes died. So only dead people becomes a hero. So nobody wants to become a hero. So you want to change the Chinese definition of hero? Yeah, I want to say hero. Today we have so many heroes living in this world. China today, you're worried of economy slow down. No, I don't worry about it. I think China's doing is slowing down is much better than keeping at 9%. China today is the second largest economy in the world. It's impossible to keep 9% of the growth. If China's to keep 9% of the growth of economy, there must be something wrong. You will never see the blue sky. You will never see the quality. China should pay attention to the quality of the economy. China should not. So if we have a lot of influence, like a Hollywood movies things, we have a sports, these things in GDP, we much better. So I think just like the human grow, this body cannot grow. Certain times, the slow growth of the body is slow, but you should grow your mind, grow your culture, grow your values, grow your wisdom. I think China is moving in that direction. And you saw Modi in India, pardon? You see Modi in India? Not yet, I'm looking forward to this. You're to India, finally there's this. You're one of the world's richest people. Your company is one of the world's richest companies. What do you want beyond Alibaba? Well, by richest people, I was really not happy. In the past 3 months, when people say Jack Ma is the richest people of China, global celebrity they said, no, I'm not. When I start the business 15, you are. I never thought, yeah, maybe I am now, but I think 15 years ago, my partner, my wife was at that time one of 18 founders. I asked her, do you want your husband to be a rich person? I never said rich person in China, rich person in Hangzhou. Or you want your husband to be a respect person? She said, of course respected. Because she's never believed and I don't believe we're rich people. We just want to survive. I believe we have $1 million. When we have $20 million, you still have problems. Worry about inflation, which stock to buy, and that headache. When you have $1 billion, that's not your money. That's the trust society is giving you. They believe you can manage the money, use the money better than the government and the others. So I think today, after resources, do more things. With the money we have, with the influence we have, we should spend more time on the young people. And I should say, someday I'll go back to teach, go back to school, spend time with the young people and telling them, sharing them what I've done. So the money of mine, I just carry happily and having these resources that I want to do a better job. Just tell them your story. Yeah, tell them the story and tell them that if Jack, I don't think in this world a lot of people have been rejected than 30 times. If the only thing we should never give up, the only thing we like a Forrest Gump, we keep fighting. We keep on changing ourselves. We don't complain. Whether you are successful or not successful, I find when people, when they finish the job, if they made a mistake or they failed, if they always complain to the others, this guy will never come back. If the guy only checks himself, here something's wrong with me, here something's wrong with me, here this guy is wrong. Sharing have to have on people and students, television audience around the world. Thank you for taking the time with us. Thank you. Thank you.